What's up, everybody? Justin here. What's going on? Turn this air off. So, this video is giving my thoughts on Alberto Del Rio and Paige have both been suspended from WWE for 30 days. This is their first violation for failing their drug test in the wellness policy. We all know WWE came on and said, because I guess they had to, about Brock Lesnar failing a drug test that was given to him by, I don't know what the name of the place is, the USDA, I don't know, United States Drug Agency or whatever their name is. They tested Brock 5 times, and the final test, I don't know, 2 weeks before UFC 200, he failed the final test. And maybe Brock failed because he didn't care if he was going to get suspended from MMA fighting because he was getting a huge payday anyway. So whatever Brock took, I believe, is to get his body, you take it after you're getting off steroids, I believe. Anyways, whatever Brock took, he thought it was worth it because the guy got a $2 million payday. For $2 million, would I take some roids? Probably. Why not? I would just never take them again. So, did Brock do roids in the past? I don't know, probably, and I don't care. I really don't care if wrestlers are on steroids. I really don't, as long as they don't abuse them and then go to hard drugs and start drug abuse. Because a lot of the wrestlers in the 80s, I'm sure they did hard drugs, cocaine, stuff like that. That's why they passed away in their 40s or younger. Anyways, enough about Brock. WWE came on and said Brock will not be drug tested and will appear at SummerSlam because Brock is part-time and he doesn't have to take drug tests in the wellness policy. I'm okay with that, and I don't really care. I mean, why should a part-time guy that wrestles 3 to 4 times a year, maybe 5 times, why should he have to take a drug test? You could say, well, everybody else on the roster has to. Well, everybody else is full-time, basically. So Brock, WWE couldn't afford to have Brock, in my opinion, miss SummerSlam. So he's not going to be tested ever, I guess. As long as he has a contract, he's not going to be tested because he's part-time. So, now on to Del Rio and Paige getting busted for what? I don't know. The news has not come out of what was found in their system. I don't know what's found in their system. There is speculation on this website, heavy.com, that Paige got busted for hard drugs, or drug use was found in her test. I don't know if that's true. That's speculation. I don't know the truth. I don't know what they took. All I know is they're suspended for 30 days. That's all I freaking know, is they got suspended for 30 days. So anyways, Del Rio, whatever the guy did, a friend on Twitter, this guy I follow, I believe he lives in Texas, at John Garces. He was at a house show live event, I believe, on this past weekend, and Del Rio was there, and he said Del Rio looked kind of messed up. Like, Del Rio didn't look like his normal self. I don't know if he's acting funny or what. But maybe that's true. Maybe Del Rio, maybe the guy has a problem with alcohol. I don't know. Anyways, Paige, I don't know what she did, but the test, they could have failed possibly because they had alcohol in their system when they were tested. WWE Superstars under contract. And you could say they're, what's the word they call them? that they're under contract, but the contract really means nothing. They're contractors or what, I forget the word. Anyways, still, they signed the contract. They signed a piece of paper that has the WWE logo on it and the WWE company on it. So they agreed to sign it, and they're getting paid. So in my opinion, that makes them WWE's bitch, and they have to do whatever WWE tells them to do, go wherever WWE tells them to go, do promotional work wherever WWE wants them to go do promotional work and promote the company, promote pay-per-views, go on radio shows, go on TV shows, and promote the pay-per-views or promote whatever, WWE Network or whatever. So, if you sign a WWE contract, basically you got to do what they tell you, because you're getting paid pretty damn good. So, Del Rio, I don't know if he's really messed up at a house show, but this guy on Twitter I know said he was. Could Del Rio have a problem with alcohol? Sure he could. Did he drink before 12 hours? You're not supposed to drink alcohol. You're not supposed to drink alcohol 12 hours or before you take the test, or 12 hours before you have to show up at the arena to work. You're not supposed to drink for 12 hours while you're going to work for the WWE. That's a rule, that you can't drink within 12 hours of showing up to the arena to go to work. So could Del Rio have a problem with alcohol? Possibly. Could it be painkillers? Of course it could be. I'm sure a lot of WWE superstars are still on painkillers. I don't know if you would fail a test for painkillers, but if you took a lot of them, I'm sure that would show up. So there's speculation, as I said, Del Rio and Paige did drugs together. I'm not talking about weed. They don't suspend for weed. I guess if you're busted once for weed and you fail the test and there's weed found, you're not busted. I believe you're fined for marijuana use, unless you keep doing it over and over and over and keep getting busted for marijuana. I believe that's why Matt Sydal, a.k.a. Evan Bourne, I believe he was suspended a couple times for marijuana use. And I think that's why he lost his job in WWE. They just released him because he probably failed 2 tests or maybe 3. But I don't think Del Rio and Paige did marijuana, because they probably would have been fined. Could have been alcohol, or it could have been hard drugs, or it could have been something else, which I don't know what else it would have been. I doubt it's steroids. I don't think it was steroids. I don't think it was what Roman Reigns was busted for. I don't know, Paige. This is very sad to hear about Paige being suspended. I'm trying to find out some information here in front of me about what Paige was suspended for. There is no information about it because it just was announced last night or today. I think last night. TMZ reported it. And WWE also put out a tweet about Del Rio and Paige being suspended for 30 days. Could have been last night or, I don't know, today. I heard about it today. So there's really no news about what was found in their failed test. All it says about Paige is that this has nothing to do with her failing, but she has scoliosis. I don't know, that's some type of disease. I don't really know what that means. Doctor in WWE, when she was first hired, a doctor noticed that Paige's back looked like it was different. Her back muscles, looked like they were different than everybody else's. Okay. So she has that. Also, I believe Paige revealed on Total Divas once, if I remember right, that She lost a baby, I think, when she was 14 or something. Or she got pregnant when she was a teenager. And I believe she lost a baby. I think. Anyways, and she was crying to Big Show about it, and Big Show started hugging her. So that's sad to hear that she went through that as a teenager and had to lose a baby. As you get older, like 10 years later, if she lost a baby and she's 24, or if she lost a baby and she's 14, 10 years later and she's 24, that could be pretty damn sad. If you think about that a lot as a 24-year-old, that could set you into a depression. That could set you downhill in a downhill spiral. That could set you off into doing drugs, getting drunk, turning to alcohol a lot. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Paige. Before she's suspended, I know she has a severe back injury and shoulder injury where she's having nerve damage in her arm. She can't feel her arm. That's bad. That's really bad. It's been reported that Paige has the same injuries that superstars like Edge have had, Lita's had. And they've had to go out and get neck surgery, and then they were out of action for a whole year. So hopefully Paige's injury heals itself, and she, after suspension, hopefully she can come back to the ring by November or the end of December or the end of the year. Hopefully Paige isn't out of action until after WrestleMania 33, because that'd suck for her. And hopefully Paige, I don't wish this on her. I do not want to see WWE release her. After the suspension, I really hope they don't release her. If she did fail and was busted for hard drugs found in her test, then WWE's gonna be pissed, and they're gonna have to talk to her, have a meeting with her, talk to her about it, and they might even have to put Paige in rehab. Again, this is speculation. I don't know if she'll have to go to rehab. Hopefully not. Paige, to me, doesn't seem like the drug type that would go to drugs. But again, she could be depressed. She could be really depressed that she's injured and not being able to work. She could also be having relationship problems with Alberto Del Rio. I don't know if they have fights with each other, but I mean, Del Rio's 39 years old. Del Rio is 39 fucking years old. Paige is 24. She just turned 24, I believe, yesterday. And she's suspended on the day of her birthday. What a birthday gift, right? No. Wrong. Bad birthday gift. To be suspended from your job for 30 days. Again, I don't know what she did. It's speculation that it was drugs. I would like to think it's not drugs, because I would like to think Paige is smarter than that. But again, people that get real depressed, some of them turn to alcohol or drugs. I don't do that because I don't really get depressed. And I'm straight edge. So, I mean, if you live with depression, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for you. And hopefully you got it in control, or hopefully you get some medication to deal with your depression. If you do have bad depression and suffer from it, do not turn to alcohol. Do not turn to drugs. That would just make things worse. Paige, she's very young, 24 years old. That is damn young. She was signed by WWE, I believe, when she was 18 or 19. She started in 2010, I think, or 11. in WWE, started in FCW, Florida Championship Wrestling, then Florida Championship Wrestling became NXT. And then she went to NXT. Paige, I do not want her to be released. This is only one strike for her. She deserves another chance. She deserves to come back, wrestle again, and if she gets 3 strikes, then Paige should be released. If she gets 3 strikes and fails 3 drug tests. But I don't think that'll happen. I think Paige will come back, hopefully sooner than later, from injury. I think she'll be back. She'll be better than ever, and I don't think she'll fail another drug test. Hopefully, whatever's going on in her life, could be relationship problems, because Del Rio's 39 fucking years old. And her and Del Rio together, again, I'm not with them. I don't know how they act as a couple. But then when they're alone together, that relationship might be toxic. I'm not talking about the Britney Spears song, the great song that's called Toxic. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the relationship. Del Rio and Paige could be toxic. And that could not be good for, really not good for Paige, because she's 24. And females dealing with a girlfriend and dealing with females, they are much more emotional in relationships than guys. I don't know. Could be relationship issues. That's why Del Rio and Paige both failed. That's very suspicious. Very odd. Very suspicious. Very cryptic. I don't know what other words to use. Very sad. Very freaky. That they both were suspended on the same day. Both were suspended at the same time. Both of their tests came back negative. That they found something. Or not negative, positive. So they were both suspended. They were both announced as being suspended for 30 days on the same day. That is not good. That is not a good sign. That is very suspicious. Del Rio and Paige, they were either partying together, doing drugs together, or drinking together. I don't know what happened. Maybe Del Rio gave Paige a drug and slipped it in her drink and wanted her to try it, and she didn't know about it. I don't know what the hell happened. I'm not talking about a date rape drug. I don't think Del Rio would do that. But I don't know. Maybe Del Rio really got her, really was trying to get her to try a drug with him, and maybe she agreed. I don't know why. If about Del Rio, again, whatever Paige did, I hope it wasn't hard drugs. But if it was, hopefully it was a one-time thing only. And if it wasn't a one-time thing, well then, Paige, you need to go to rehab and get help. And get off any drugs you are on. Or any drugs you did. As for, I forgive Paige, because I'm a big fan of Paige. I support Paige. I'm a big fan of her. Big fan of her as a wrestler. Big fan of her look. She has a great look. She looks like a star. She's damn hot. And she can wrestle. And she can cut promos. So Paige, I forgive her. Again, if she fails a 3rd drug test, then I'll be pissed. Then I won't forgive her. Then I'll just think she was an idiot for failing 3 tests and getting released. Del Rio, the guy already wants to leave the WWE. It has been reported in September or October when his 1-year contract is up. And he can agree to re-sign or not re-sign. I guess he has a 1-year option. Del Rio has already told people he's gone. That he's leaving WWE. He doesn't want to be there anymore. The guy is not happy. I mean, he put on an okay match with John Cena just last night. Del Rio got to work on SmackDown, and then the guy gets suspended. So he must have failed the test at SmackDown. And they told him last night or today that he was suspended. Well, today's only Wednesday. Del Rio just worked on Tuesday night. So Del Rio is already gone. I don't expect Del Rio to be in WWE past November or October of this year. I think he's leaving. He's not happy. He's probably miserable being in the company because he doesn't want to be there anymore. He came back because they threw a ton of money at him. His contract, he's being paid like $1.1 million for 1 year. So that's why he came back. And I guess Del Rio was promised in his contract, or by Vince McMahon, he was promised. I don't think Triple H would promise Del Rio this. Maybe Triple H did. I don't know. I don't know if Triple H or Vince are fans of Del Rio. I don't know. If they think he's world championship material, they probably could care less about the guy being in the main events. Because they have enough main event talent that they're pushing. And it is sad that Del Rio came back. I was excited about him being back. It is sad that they have done nothing with him. They have done nothing with him. They haven't bothered to push him in any pay-per-view main events. They haven't bothered really to do anything good with Del Rio. Basically, he's kind of been buried. He's just been a mid-carder. Been losing a lot on SmackDown, Raw's pay-per-views. He hasn't even been on that many pay-per-views. I don't even remember Del Rio getting any singles matches on any pay-per-views this year. So, Del Rio, I don't feel sorry for the guy, but I mean, I feel bad for him that I guess he came back expecting to get a world title run or get a WWE Championship run. He was promised a title run and a main event run, and he was promised to be in main events, and WWE has not delivered that for Del Rio. I don't know who promised him that, but that's what I heard. I don't even know if it's true, but it probably is. So Del Rio did not get his main event push, did not get a world title run. So I'm positive Del Rio will leave. And I'm really positive he's going to leave after being suspended for 30 days. I'm pretty damn sure he's going to want to leave. Because why wouldn't he? I mean, why would he come back from suspension and still want to work in WWE? I'm sure he'll ask for his release, or he'll just wait. He'll just sit at home, never return from his suspension, sitting at home being paid until October, and then he'll leave the company when his contract is up. So Del Rio's 39. Del Rio could actually be Paige's father. And you ask yourself, how is that possible? Well, Del Rio's 39. Paige is 24. I actually know a guy. When I was growing up, I actually know a guy that was 13 years old that had a kid. He actually had a kid at 13. So Del Rio actually could have had Paige when he was 14 years old, and Del Rio could actually be Paige's father. Again, age doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter to me. 39, 24, that's not a huge age difference, but it's at least 4 to 5 years, or 5, 6, 7, 8, 5-year difference, or 5-year age difference, or almost. So 15-year age difference. As I said, Del Rio, in some cities, in some places, like in my city, a couple guys I knew actually had kids when they were 13. A couple friends of mine. Anyways, Del Rio, I don't feel sorry for you. Whatever you did to get suspended, you're an idiot. I do feel sorry for Paige because I'm a fan of Paige. I love her character, and I love her look, and I love her talent. Del Rio, I like Del Rio. As a wrestler, the guy's damn good. As a talker, he's pretty good, but they don't let him talk really. Anyways, Del Rio, you're 39. After your suspension, just take the rest of your contract Wait for it to run out. Take the rest of your money and run. Just leave the company, because the WWE is not going to do anything with you, Del Rio, after you are suspended. They're not going to push you, especially after you failed a drug test. Paige, I wish Paige nothing but the best. I hope she comes back after the suspension. I hope she heals and is 100% healthy, comes back from injury, and kicks ass in the women's division. Paige is too young to be released. In my opinion, she has too much of a bright future, and this suspension is just a little speed bump on her future. On the road of her bright future, this is just a small speed bump. Paige, I hope you don't get released, and I hope you heal from your injury, and I hope you come back at the end of 2016. So Del Rio, basically, you can just sit out the rest of your contract after your suspension. And Paige, I hope to see her back in the company in 2016. Please, Paige, I mean, if you're in love with Del Rio, I believe she got a tattoo on her finger, I think. Something to do with Del Rio. Saying, I think it says, I'm his poppy, or he's my poppy, or something like that. Some type of tattoo that says poppy, doing with her boyfriend. Has to do with Del Rio. So I hope Paige doesn't freak out. And when Del Rio decides to leave, I hope she doesn't demand to leave with them and want out of her contract. Because that'd be a huge mistake. If Paige leaves for Del Rio, that'll be career suicide. And she could leave for 2 years, heal her body up, and maybe come back when she's 26. I don't know, but I hope she doesn't leave just because she's in love with Del Rio. That would be stupid as hell. Because her career, in my opinion, her career in the WWE is more important than a 39-year-old Del Rio. Just, if Del Rio wants you to leave with him, just break up with the guy and dump him. That's all I got. Those are my thoughts on Del Rio and Paige suspension from WWE for 30 days. They're going to miss SummerSlam, even though they were not going to get on the SummerSlam pay-per-view anyways. Paige is injured. Del Rio was not going to get a match on SummerSlam. I looked up every SummerSlam match. There are 11 of them, and Del Rio was not in any of them. So that's how much the company cares about Del Rio. They wouldn't even book him in a SummerSlam match. Also, they're going to miss SummerSlam, as I said, and they're going to miss the September 11th pay-per-view Backlash. I don't know if that's a Raw or SmackDown pay-per-view, but they're going to miss 2 pay-per-view paychecks, and that's not good for them. Bye for now, but they made a huge mistake by failing the drug test. Hopefully this is both of theirs first mistake and they never make the mistake again, but Del Rio's going to be gone anyway. Hopefully Paige never makes this mistake again. Bye for now, everybody. Follow me on Twitter at TNA Guy. I also have a second Twitter at NXT WWE Guy. Also, subscribe to my YouTube and like my videos. I'll be back with another video in a couple minutes. My SummerSlam 2016 predictions. Bye for now.